Today I am gonna give you tips only. Okay. How many tips are here? There's nearly okay 8. There are 8. There are some tips that I am going to explain you line by line, line by line. Okay. Ready? Now listen, ready. Hello. My name is Vachaspati Bimali. By profession, I am an IELTS and PT instructor. I have been teaching IELTS for the last 3 decades. Today, in this short YouTube video, I am gonna teach you how you should give answer, especially in IELTS speaking part 3. IELTS speaking part 3 is called what? Discussion questions. Here, you have to elaborate your questions. Okay, you don't have to give short answers. You have to expand your answers. And what are the tips and tricks that you should keep in mind? Number 1 is what? Expand your vocabulary. So what does it mean? Unless you have adequate vocabulary, unless you have enough vocabulary, you won't be able to show your wide range of vocabulary. You have to impress the examiner by using different kinds of vocabulary in IELTS speaking part 3. What you need to do here, use a wide range of vocabulary to express your ideas. Learn synonyms and antonyms to avoid repetitions. Learn synonyms. Here synonyms means similar words and antonym is opposite word. If they ask you a question like, okay, why do you adore your family member? Adore means what? Love. Okay, you have to avoid repeating the same word like, I love my family member because. In questions, you have heard the word adore. A-D-O-R-E. Adore means love. Okay, and instead of saying adore, you can use what? Love. I love my family members. Next example, why do you love family members and why? Okay, I shower affection to my family members as. Shower affection means to love. Adore also means love. Love means to care somebody. Okay, you have to use synonyms and antonyms to avoid repetitions. Okay, like why do you disdain criminals? Do you think it is good to disdain criminals? Disdain means D-I-S-D-A-I-N. Disdain means to hate. Okay, so in my opinion, it's not good to hate criminals. Okay, instead of using disdain, you can use what? Hate. Okay, are you getting me? Learn synonyms and antonyms to avoid repetitions. You don't have to use the same kind of words. For example, how do you use social media? Well, I utilize social media in multifarious way. Utilize. Instead of saying say, you have to use what? Utilized. Are you getting me? Okay. Next is here, incorporate idiomatic expressions and phrasal verbs where appropriate. Incorporate idiomatic expression. Many Nepalese, they think that idiomatic expression means you have to use lots of idioms, lots of phrases. It's not good. It's not correct definitions. According to Oxford University or according to English dictionary, idiomatic expression means natural expressions, standard expressions. You have to use natural English. You don't have to use unnatural English. Incorporate idiomatic expressions. Idiomatic expression means use natural language, use standard language. Okay, and phrasal verbs where appropriate. Phrasal verb. What do you mean by phrasal verb here? Phrase means combination of two words which gives a single meaning is called what? Phrase. Like passed away. Passed away means died. Michael Jackson passed away at young age. Okay. Girija Prasad Korela passed away 10 years ago. Passed away means died. Okay. So you can use what? Phrasal verb. Instead of I read books, you can say I go through reads. Go through means, I go through books. Go through means read. Okay, you can use phrasal verbs. Are you getting me? Like keep on. Keep on means continue. To give continuity. Keep on coming. Okay. Put out fire. Put out. Keep on. Carry on. These are the what? Phrasal verbs. Though there are two words, it gives single meaning. Okay, you have to use idiomatic expressions and phrasal verbs. The next tip is here, number 2. Use complex sentence. Complex sentence doesn't mean that you have to use very difficult sentences, okay, sentences which are very, very difficult to understand. Here, complex sentence means combine simple sentence into complex ones using conjunctions such as although, because, since, and which. Okay. Complex sentence means you have to show varieties in your sentences. Okay, like if you have to say she is blind, she walks comfortably on the way. How do you make it complex? How do you make it nicer sentence? Although she is blind, she walks comfortably on the way. Like because, okay, I couldn't come yesterday, it was raining. Oh, I couldn't come yesterday because it was raining. Next, since. Since also means in Nepali kinabani. We can use since as a conjunction also. Nobody likes Angela since she is arrogant and self-centered. Arrogant means the man or the woman who thinks herself better than others. Arrogant. Okay. So which. So which is here relative clause. We use which in order to give additional information about any person, place or thing. Like Viratnagar is a city which is nearby India border. By using which relative clause, I have given additional information about Viratnagar. Okay, I mean here you have to use complex sentence. Use complex sentence means show varieties in your sentence. Okay, so here next is use relative clause to add more information. Use relative clause to add more information. What do you mean by relative clause here? Relative clause means like what, where, which, how often, whom. These are what? Relative clause. You have to use relative clause to give additional information about any person, place or thing. Okay, the book which I read last week was fascinating. The book which I read last week was fascinating. Okay, use relative clause to add more information. For example, the book which I read last week was fascinating. So I have used here which. Which is what? Relative clause. By using which, I have given additional information about the book. You have to use relative clause in IELTS speaking part 1 also, part 2 also and part 3 also in order to give extended answer about any person, place or thing. Okay, so like where. Lumbini is a place where Lord Gautam Buddha was born. So by using where, I have given additional information about Lumbini. Can you tell me the place where you want to visit? By using where, I have given additional information about the place you want to visit. The book which I bought last night was very, very interesting. So here, which gives additional information about book. Okay, next example. There are so many reasons why I admire the existing mayor of Kathmandu named Balen Shah. Why? Using why, I have given more additional information about what? Balen Shah. Okay. Next trick is structure your answer. Structure your answer. What does it mean? Start introductions, explanations, examples and conclusion. Start with a clear statement of your opinion or a summary of your response to the questions. Introduction in IELTS speaking part 3, especially I am talking here about especially part 3. You have to give the introductions of the questions which is asked by examiner. Well, like how can you say that internet is boon and curse both? Yeah, well, there are so many reasons which can claim that internet can be boon or it can be curse for us. In the first place, like this. At first, we have to say something about internet. You have to give introduction. And after that explanation, provide detailed reasons to support your opinion. Explain why you think this way. how can you say that internet is good? In the first place, it can be said without any doubt that it is beneficial for human beings since it can provide vast information. Whatever we need, we can Google, we can search in Google. Additionally, with the help of the internet, we can chat, we can send messages to our friends who are geographically far away from us. Okay, like this, you have to give the reasons. So explanations. After giving introductions, you have to explain. You have to give enough explanations. Last example. Okay. In IELTS speaking part 3, you always have to give example. So what the question was, how can you say internet is good? Well, there are so many reasons which can claim that internet is very useful for us. Let me give you one example. One of the famous scientist named Elon Musk, what he did when he was attending the classes of university, at that time he was not a student of rocket science. What he did, okay, he had a laptop in his room, so there was Wi-Fi connections in his room. What he did, he sourced a lot of informations about rocket science. He wanted to gain more information how to make rocket science. As a result, he became successful to invent reusable rocket by getting lots of information from internet. Thus, we can say that internet can be good. Elon Musk invented reusable rocket by getting adequate information from internet. Okay, and you have to give example. You can give example from a society also. You can give your own example also. You can give hypothetical example also, but there must be logic. Okay. So next, conclusion. Summarize your points or restate your opinion in a concise way. Whenever you have to summarize, you have to give conclusion. Thus, we can say that. As a result, we can say that. Okay. Consequently, we can say that you have to give the summary of what you are, what we have said. Okay. Now next, number 4 is use cohesive devices. What do you mean by cohesive devices? You here use linking words and phrases to connect your ideas smoothly. For example, furthermore, moreover, in addition, however, on the other hand. Okay. So always you have to use linking words in IELTS speaking part 3. We use linking words to support the word previous statement. Whatever you have spoken just a few minutes ago, if you want to support that, you can use what? Furthermore, moreover, in addition, however, on the other hand, on the contrary. Like, let me give you one example of moreover. Okay, what are the disadvantages of internet? Okay, well, there are some disadvantages of internet. In the first place, it distracts people's mind. For example, some of my friends who are in adulthood stage, they often waste the time chatting with people and they don't utilize their precious time intelligently. They chat message and they kill the time. Okay, which is disadvantages of internet. Okay, moreover, the informations that we get in internet are not authentic. Okay, sometimes unauthentic information we can get in internet, which can lead to bad path. Okay, all the informations that we get in internet are not true. Okay, this is the disadvantages of internet. So here, you can use moreover. Okay, what we have said just before few seconds, in order to support that, you can use moreover, in addition to. And if you have to express just opposite idea, you can use on the contrary, SQT equal to, whereas SQT equal to. Okay, so internet gives us vast informations. On the contrary, we can get so many unauthentic news in internet, which is not good for us. Okay, you have to use such kind of linking words. Now, next, number 5, develop critical thinking. So what do you mean by develop critical thinking? Think about different perspectives on the topic. think about different perspectives on the topic, acknowledge alternative viewpoints, and explain why you agree and disagree with them. So in IELTS speaking part 3, whenever you get agree and disagree questions, okay, and most of the students, they speak in one side, why they agree, why they disagree. But here, what I would like to tell, you have to speak on both sides. Like, for example, do you think working from home has advantages or disadvantages? Here you have to speak about advantages and disadvantages also. Even in IELTS speaking part 1 also, do you work or study? Do you work or study? Whenever you get all questions, you have to speak on both sides. Well, I do both. I work in an office. I have been working in one of the elite companies as an accountant for the last 3 years, and at morning I go to my college. As soon as my college finishes, I directly go to my office. Like this. You have to speak on both sides. Okay. Next, number 6, practice time management. Here I'm going to speak. I'm going to read here. Aim to speak for about 1 to 2 minutes per questions. This will help you practice giving detailed and extended answers without running out of things to say. Okay, here, practice time management. Especially in IELTS speaking part 2, whenever IELTS examiner gives you questions, you have to speak for 2 minutes. You need to practice. So when you are alone, when you are at home, okay, so I have sent you lots of questions for IELTS speaking part 2. Set the alarm and read questions by yourself and try to speak for 2 minutes. And many people say it's very easy to speak for 2 minutes. But on the test day, if you speak for 2 minutes, it seems as if it is eternity. People hardly speak for 2 minutes. Okay, you should try. And especially here in IELTS speaking part 2, in part 3, you have to speak at least for 2 minutes. Unless examiner says stop, you should keep on speaking. You should keep on speaking. But your answers should be full of logic. Okay. Next, number 7, stay calm and confident. Stay calm and confident. Here, calm is shanta, very peaceful. Okay, take a deep breath and gather your thoughts before you start speaking. Okay, as soon as IELTS examiner asks you questions. Okay, don't speak rapidly, don't speak quickly. At first, collect thoughts in your mind. After start speaking. For example, do you think co-education is very useful for us? First, think about the question. Yes, you can take time, just 5 seconds, 3 seconds. Yeah, of course, I think co-education is very good for us, because in co-educations, both girls and boys study together. They can know each other very well, and girls will know how to show due respect to boys, and sooner or later, boys will also learn how to give respect to girls. Okay, and they can socialize themselves like this. You have to think before answering the questions. And next, okay, speak clearly and at a moderate pace. So what do you mean by moderate pace here? Moderate pace means you don't have to speak very fast, you don't have to speak very slowly. Neither you should speak fast, nor you should speak slowly. You should speak in moderate space. Okay, neither fast nor slowly. Okay, and confidence. Okay, confidence in your delivery can make a big difference. As you start speaking, okay, show enthusiasm, show excitement on your eyes, show excitement on your face. Don't show your nervousness. Okay. Now next, practice regularly. What does it mean? Practice with a partner or record yourself speaking on various topics. Review your recordings to identify areas for improvement. What you need to do, and if you don't have friend in your house, so what you can do, if you have friend, you can practice yourself. Okay, make your friend examiner and you be IELTS test takers, examine, okay, and let him ask questions, okay, and after that you record your voice. If your friend is not trained as instructor, you can send me your voice in my WhatsApp and I will give you feedback, okay. Record yourself, record your voice, and you can send me your voice in my WhatsApp and I will give feedback, okay. And okay, familiarize yourself with common part 3 topics and prepare ideas and vocabularies related to these points. What does it mean? Familiarize yourself with common part 3 topics. In part 3 topics, what are the questions that IELTS examiner can ask? They can ask questions from tourism. They can ask questions from culture. They can ask questions from marriage. They can ask questions from money. They can ask questions from tourism. They can ask questions from government. Okay, more than 300 questions I have sent you in your WhatsApp group. Okay, I have prepared more than 5 books where you can listen, where you can read all IELTS reading, IELTS questions, and I have given answers also. More than 3,000 questions are there. You can read that. Okay. So next, familiarize yourself with the common part and prepare ideas and vocabulary related to this topic. For example, okay, where do you like to visit and why? If you want to talk about the places, and I have listed some vocabulary. Well, there are so many cities in Nepal where I am keen interested to visit. Today I would like to talk about one of the stunning cities named Pokhara, which is 500 kilometers far from Pokhara. So there are so many reasons why I love to go there. In the first place, there is a serene environment. Secondly, Pokhara is a picturesque city where we can get physically well equipped restaurants and hotels where we can eat exuberant food items. Thirdly, I like to visit Pokhara because the dwellers of Pokhara are very friendly and benevolent. So what I have used here, if you have to appreciate the beauty of Pokhara, there are some certain adjectives that you should keep in mind. If you have to talk about the people's attitude, good attitude, okay, you have to keep certain adjectives in your mind. You have to strongly say certain adjectives in your mind. For example, the dwellers of Pokhara are benevolent and friendly. Okay, they are selfless. They are spiritual. They are spiritually enlightened people. Okay, there is a serene environment in Pokhara. I mean, you have to familiarize with certain words. If you want to describe the personality of man, there are certain words like eminent personalities, distinguished personalities, magnetic personalities. If you want to talk about the food items, majestic food items, exuberant food items. Okay. If you want to talk about the writers' name and fame, versatile writers, dynamic writers, celebrated writers, renowned writers, prominent writers, prolific writers. Okay. You have to know certain words. Prepare ideas and vocabularies related to those topics. Now, okay. Now, number last, what are the advantages and disadvantages of working from home? So, if you get this kind of questions, how you should give the answers? Look, here is the answers. What are the advantages and disadvantages of working from home? As I said a few minutes ago, whenever you get advantages and disadvantages questions, okay, you have to speak on both sides. See how I have written. I am not gonna give answers without looking. I am gonna make you understand by looking the screen. Working from home has become increasingly popular, especially in recent years. What I have given here, I am giving the introductions of the questions. There are several advantages and disadvantages associated with this trend. Okay, instead of advantages and disadvantages, you can say here pros and cons, merits and demerits. Now you have to explain. One major advantage is the flexibility it offers. Okay, when you start working from home, okay, you become more flexible. Employees can often set their own schedules, which can lead to a better work-life balance. For instance, they can take breaks when needed and work during their most productive hours. Additionally, working from home eliminates the need for commuting, saving both time and money. For example, a friend of mine who works from home saves almost 2 hours a day that he used to spend commuting. He uses this time to exercise and spend more quality time with his family. However, there are also significant disadvantages. One of the main is the lack of social interaction. Working in an office provides opportunities to interact with colleagues, which can be important for mental health and professional networking. Furthermore, Working from home can lead to distractions and lack of structures which might reduce productivity. In conclusion, while working from home offers flexibility and convenience, it also presents challenges such as isolations and potential distractions. It's important for individuals and companies to find a balance that maximizes the benefits while addressing the drawbacks. Okay, I have simply read the questions that I prepared, the answers that I prepared last night. Now I am going to make you understand. What are the advantages and disadvantages working from home? Speak about the advantages at first. Okay, and give reasons. Okay, and give reasons and give examples also. And last, whenever you have to speak on another side, you can use however, escote equal to. On the contrary, escote equal to. On the other hand, escote equal to. And give introductions, give reasons, and give explanations, and give conclusions. Okay. Now I am going to give you answers without looking the whiteboard. Okay, are you ready? Well, there are so many pros and cons of working from home. Okay, in the first place, when somebody starts working from home, what he can do, he can spend quality time with his affectionate family members, as well as he becomes successful to save his time. Time is also precious, and in order to build rapport with family members, one should spend time with family members. Secondly, when one does business from home, what he can do, so he can look after his children, whether they are doing homework or not. Okay, he can provide sensitive care to their children. For example, one of my sisters who started doing we started doing business from home. What she did, she earned a lot of money. She sold so many things. Okay, by online business also, and whenever guests used to come, she used to spend time with them also. As a result, my sister became successful to establish good terms with relatives as well as my family members. On the contrary, when somebody starts doing business from home, he has to live very isolated life. I mean, the more the person stays with his family members, the more he starts living isolated life. I mean, he will not get time to socialize himself with the people who belong to another society. For example, one of my friends, okay, who started doing business from his own house. What he did, after a couple of years, he became mentally retarded. Okay, he went mad because he couldn't get time to see the outward. As a result, he suffered from depressions, and he couldn't smarten himself, because in order to smarten oneself, one has to mix with the people of other societies. One should be able to socialize with the people who belong to different societies. As a result, he went mad and suffered from depressions. So this is how I can say that working from home is not good for all the time. It can be detrimental for your health and your personality also. Thank you very much. So dear students, today I have taught how you should give extended answers in IELTS speaking part 3. Now I am gonna show you this screen in a big letter so that you can watch my YouTube video. You can read all the tips that I have given in written form. Just give me just 1 minute only. You can read this, and now I am going to make it now. You can again now. Okay. Six, 7, and 8. Okay. Okay, dear students, I teach IELTS, TOEFLs, Duolingo, and so many other preparation classes in Kathmandu. I am making this video at Ajay International Consultancy. It's on the way to both the nearby cable tower buildings. So if you want to join my offline and online class, please give me a call in my WhatsApp number and please subscribe my channel. It's my humble request. Thank you very much.